Good morning, everyone. It is Monday. It's the start of a great week, and everyone's going to have a great one this week. But I want to tell you, I am with the fabulous, beautiful, incredible Yvette.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. So today we're going to talk.
Wait. I think I just want to announce this. It's pretty big that we have
Big
hit
news.
700 people now in this community.
Yeah,
So
that's
we want to
pretty
say
exciting.
Thank you.
Thank you to all of you because you're the ones that have helped us grow, including Jason, including Stephanie. Hey, Stephanie, welcome. Yeah, we're over 700 people now. The community keeps growing, and we hope we're giving you content that you enjoy. So today we're going to talk about something, and it's about never giving up. And how many of you out there have had someone tell you negative feedback about yourself? That you should stop doing what you're doing, it doesn't work out, you're not good at that, you should do this. You know, everyone always has great feedback for us. So what we wanted to talk about today were a few stories of people that have had that negative feedback, that chose not to listen to it, and went to be unbelievably successful. And what you'll see is there's a trend. It's like every single person who has become successful was told multiple times that they weren't going to make it in life. So Valerie, welcome. We're glad you're here.
But if like a lot of the people that we have down, you see in the businesses that they've started, they had a passion.
They had a passion.
It's a passion that they had. So regardless of what people were saying to them, they had that inner fire, that inner passion that wasn't going to stop them.
That's right.
From
That's
achieving
right.
it.
They wanted it, and they said, I don't care what you say. I'm going to make it happen one way or another. We're going to tell a great story. In fact, I'll tell it right now. Steven Spielberg. We were driving to pick blueberries yesterday, and we heard this story on the radio, and we loved it. So we'll share it with you. So Steven Spielberg was rejected by 2 different film schools. You know, here's this amazing guy that everyone says when a Steven Spielberg movie comes out, I want to go see it. But this is what he did. This is a great story. He decides to go on a Universal Studios tour. So he's on the tour, and he sneaks off of the bus, and he waits for the whole tour bus to leave, and it goes. And then towards the end of the day, he was checking out the studio. He decides, I'm going to go up to the security guard, and I'm going to introduce myself and say hi, and then I'll leave. That way he'll know who I am. So he does that, and the next day, Steven Spielberg shows up to the movie lot in a suit and a briefcase, and he walks on. He sees the security guard, he waves, the guy waves back to him, and he goes on the lot. Now, he did this day after day, and not only that, he finds an office space in Universal Studios and starts to stay in that office space. He meets all these different people because he introduces himself. No one knows that he doesn't work there. And his first movie that he gets comes from being at Universal Studios and his relationships that he had, and he went on to be the most incredible producer or director that there was. So again, the point is, he could have listened to the 2 schools that said, "Hey, you're a reject. We don't want you. Your standards aren't good enough to be in our school," and he showed them differently. So now Yvette's going to tell you about someone.
So let's talk about chocolate. Milton Hershey had 2 failed chocolate companies before he created, the Hershey Corp company. So can you imagine having 2 failed chocolate companies and then having that passion and that drive to say to yourself, no, this is going to be successful. And he went on to do it a 3rd time. And the 3rd time was extremely successful.
Yeah, so imagine that conversation in their household that went on, right? Milton, you've already failed twice. You better stop and go get a job as an accountant or do something different because clearly you haven't made it work. Well, he could have, like most people, he would have potentially given up. He said, no, I love this. I'm going to figure out a way to make it work. And now you have Hershey, which is one of the biggest chocolate companies in the world, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, so then let's talk about Jack Canfield. Jack Canfield, I think that's how you pronounce it,
Yeah.
Canfield. But he was the chicken soup. He is the chicken soup for the soul guy. All the chicken soup for the soul books. So he went around with his idea to 144 different publishers,
Wow.
and all the publishers said, "No, this is not going to be a book that sells. It just doesn't, fit the criteria." One guy said one of the publishers said you'd be lucky if on your own you were able to sell 20,000 books. He sold almost, I think it's over 1 billion at this point, books. So my point and our point is that you almost want to get negative feedback from people because most people are completely wrong. So if someone says, stop, give up, you're not good enough to do it, be like, yes, I love that you're giving me that feedback because most people are wrong. Walt Disney, Steven Spielberg, the Beatles were told that they have no future in show business. And they were rejected by so many different agents. So now imagine, the Beatles were the most, successful band around. They had gold record, platinum records. So again, we may get, hey, what's up, Shelly? We may get feedback from people that's negative. Welcome it and say thank you because we heard it from so many other people that were successful that getting that feedback is actually a good thing. And also, last thing, shouldn't they look for who's actually giving them the feedback?
You know what? It's funny that you say that because I was just thinking that. I don't want advice to become successful in whatever business I'm in unless it's advice from somebody who's more successful than me.
Right.
Who's in that business and who is where I want to be.
Correct.
Yeah.
So if someone's not super successful already in the business that you're in and they're not, and someone else is giving you the feedback, say, hey, thanks for sharing. I wish you all the best, but I'll see you on the other side when I'm super successful.
Yeah.
The only way you ever fail, and we've said this multiple times, is if you give up. If you don't give up, if you just stick it out, if you be persistent and keep going and going and going, guess what's going to happen? Ultimately, you're going to be successful. Just like Milton Hershey, fails 3 times, and then his, that final company is successful. He could have given up, but he didn't because he said, no, I'm going to figure out a way to make it work. So any closing words?
No, it's just to continue. Have that passion continue with the persistence. It's the persistence. It's those that don't give up who do succeed.
Right. So we would just want to say to you guys out there, Valerie, who just came on, Bruce, anyone, if you want something in your life, don't ever let anyone tell you something that's going to make you feel like you need to give up. You just prove them wrong like everyone else that we just talked about did. Because guess what? If we all have a piece of God inside of us, that means we can do anything that we want in our life. So never give up. We will see you. We'll support you in getting what you want in life, and just go for what you want. We live one time, well, that we know of. So make the best of it and go for what you really want. Be happy by going for what you want. That's it. Anything else? That's it. We love you guys. We're a little passionate today.
Yeah. Well, it's good because we're starting off the week off on, right foot.
Right, on fire. So be on fire and keep doing what you're doing. And we love you and we've got your back and we'll be here every day to give you support and love. And Tony, here's a guy who made it through cancer and he came out on the other side. Some people give up. He didn't. He just kept pushing through and he said, I'm going to make it. And he had a great attitude. This is what we need in life. So we love you. Take care, and we'll see you tomorrow at
7:35.
7:35. See you guys.